pressed wrong button. Oh well, I pressed the wrong button. Now my microphone's far too loud.
Yeah.
Right, we apologise for having deafened you, and for the fact that I cut the music off halfway because I forgot what the controls were doing. I haven't even had any wine today. No, thank you. Given how incompetent I'm being already, I think that would probably be unwise. Yes. Right. Let me get back to the game, which is hiding around here somewhere. There it is. But I was boringly cataloguing my children.
Hello,
children. Not children. Members of my dynasty, which mostly involves looking at this big list and typing things out from it and going, do I really still need to do this? 11, 12, not in my court, utterly dull.
At least till I raise my voice. Hello, Gareth, can you hear me like this? Squawk. That wasn't me. Squawk. That still wasn't me.
Bold.
Squawk. That was me.
Squawk. That was Claire as well.
No, it wasn't. Just about.
Ooh, I've got another granddaughter. Excellent. 11, 13. I'm in charge of her marriage.
It's very hot.
11, 13. Agnes. Otherwise dull, but my granddaughter.
Isn't there a storm Agnes coming in?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were multiple kinds of Agnes.
Christopher. Not anyone interesting. Born 11, 13.
Then this kind of position such that the microphone array probably isn't pointing in any of our directions.
Are you colossal?
Get a burger. Born
This is less legendary.
11, 13.
Is it? Oh, you've got super high definition, haven't you?
Well, you can stream it. I mean, just remember to mute the audio.
Yeah, move the audio on. We'll have Ben twice and there'll be a feedback Ben loop.
She's dull. Ida. 11, 13.
I mean, maybe.
Dull. I mean, yeah, I'm reaching the point now where I think I actually have so many members of my dynasty that I don't need. Oh, genius! Don't need to keep track of them, except when they turn out to be geniuses.
Something invisible just killed me.
11, 13. Female Margareta, genius.
I mean, I can see parts of you. Ah! No, but I can detect it.
Clotilda. 11, 14. Dull. The sister of the Duke of Alsace.
We went to see Brighton Pavilion this morning. It is very.
It's quite.
I mean, quite is unstating. It is extremely.
Oh, Clotilda. Sorry. Emich, bright. 11, 14.
I mean, that wasn't the first thing that sprang to our mind.
Is that bright as in intelligent?
Yes. It's the. Oh no, sorry, quick, not bright. It's the thing below genius. Yes, these are their birth years, so that I. Because writing down their ages would not be very future-proof.
You don't need to write down plus for death
because at that point they're really uninteresting. Yes.
You don't do much after that.
There's not a
Gonzalo, Emich's twin brother.
Necrophiliac trait.
I mean, there might be, but it's not very helpful for our purposes. I don't think there is actually. Magnus, not in my court, but strong.
Magnus not
Born
appearing in this court.
11, 13.
It's usual for special directed in to cause things to go wrong, from my experience.
So yeah, I think I should probably actually only note down.
And I bet you weren't even doing it just to see if the thing was actually listening to the file you were writing.
Ruprecht 1113 boring.
Have you achieved infinite timing?
Yes.
Hooray!
Achieved the thing I actually wanted. Oh, the bits of that infinite feeds
Truder, oh, I need more electricity. Happily, there's much behind me. Because, of course, I'm playing Crusader Kings, I can't do that on battery.
Weasel! Why
Right.
not?
You can't do it on diesel,
It
right?
uses it very fast.
Yes. You can hear it using battery.
But you far better not.
You
Truder.
could feed it as well.
Yes, I haven't got it on my lap at the moment, so I'm not complaining that my knees are overheating.
One of the reasons I
Right, I'm bored now. I'm not going to note down anyone who isn't either the heir to something or in my court or have an interesting trait. I will, on the other
Well,
hand,
they
note
might-
Carlotta because she's in my court.
They might come into your court later.
Yeah, but there are so many of them.
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay, I'll note down Truder.
Yeah?
Crude bone amulet.
Knickers!
Carlotta.
No, I was fine, if that makes sense to you lot.
What floats on the surface of the water and shouts knickers?
Sorry, Truder was 1114, not that anyone cares.
What floats on the surface of the water and shouts underwear?
Carlotta is in my court, so she might be interesting.
Okay, not sold. But I don't think there's anything left to buy, so
Well, if you haven't bought it now, you'll never.
yeah.
You may not be the target market.
I forget.
Constanza is
Why are we
dull.
talking about knickers?
I've had a crude bone amulet.
Oh, David found a crude bone amulet in Crawl. As he has just told you on that there IRC.
So many of them. Theodorish. Ooh, he's a genius. Right, well, we'll make a note of him. I'm making a note of everyone, but I'll make a note of him because I'm making a note of him because he's interesting. Something like that.
He's only making a note of everyone else because I told him to.
Yeah. Oh, you can't do that.
Excuse me.
And Grimmer, who is a Norse displato. Grimmer Valterson.
They've misspelled one tongue.
So Grimmer is age 0, born 1116, and is dull other than being male and Norse, but I'm not actually making a note of their cultures. Mostly I'm doing this because in the past I've gone, why the hell is X betrothed to Y? And having some notes of who is betrothed to whom and at least potential reasons, things I should consider when I'm planning to break those betrothals can be helpful. So that does indicate that we have...
Simon, can you translate Gareth for me?
I'm not on IRC, I don't know what he said.
Oh, he said, Seth is making an endomorphism out of a misogyny.
Bluff.
So who do we have here?
That's elliptic curves business, goodness me.
So
That's what I heard you say. Okay, fine. I'll try and speak louder because I'm not clearer.
What did
So-
you actually say that sounded at all like that?
I don't know.
so we should find a a wife for
The last
Thomas.
thing I said was about a Scandinavian.
Oh, that sounds like endomorphism on a very bad line.
I'm sorry, I have a cold.
I said Scandinavian.
Scandimorphism.
Like
So-
a squished tomato.
slight problem with Duke Thomas of Alsace is that I'm not actually able to tell him who to marry. So the best I can do is to hint very strongly. No, actually, that's not quite true. Best I can do is to suggest someone and see if he likes them. Obviously, my court is not currently full of brilliant young women for Duke Thomas to marry, in particular because, of course, I would have to import their parents.
And you just can't get the boxes.
So I suppose I could try, couldn't I? He's a duke, he's worth doing a good job on.
Yes, disaster.
How would you package your parents?
So if we go
They're not totally bent.
join court, no, what we want to do is we want to find
Right, there wouldn't be any use of
an
those.
unmarried female genius in diplomatic range,
Which probably haven't been invented.
sorted by age, the other direction, and we want to see if any of their parents are able to join my court.
Because it's falling apart. Ha ha ha.
I mean, I think any non-Christian ones are probably lost causes anyway. Margareta is already a dispolato. That's not very helpful. Ooh. You do kind of you. Oh right, you are your liege's lover, and that's why you won't leave his court. Okay, that's why you are a single parent. At least, I mean, I think I can guess, given that you're your liege's lover, who the father is. But officially, we don't know. You're a prisoner, so oh right. Yes, I probably can't invite a prisoner to join my court. I obviously can't invite a landed character to join my court.
They've got their own court.
Yes. You're Muslim. You're not.
Oh, you're 3 weasels in the church.
No, you're 3 weasels in a trench coat.
Where are the trench coat?
Oh, right.
You're 3 weasels in a waistcoat.
So,
One in each pocket and one against his head.
Kefled Edric's daughter, her mother, so I presume this is a matrilineal marriage? Yes.
Oh, crap,
Stoats.
okay.
Her mother would be willing to join my court. So I think I can probably, I don't quite know if this is going to work, but I can try inviting Ed Burg to join my court and hope that that will then allow me to marry Kefled. God, it's a good job Verity isn't here. To
I mean, she is here, she's just gone to sleep.
yes,
Yeah, if you're really unlucky, she'll have detected the YouTube stream.
Koflad, I think is probably closest.
The laptop's over there, I think, so.
Oh, no.
I'm going to pronounce the EO as though it's Korean. She doesn't actually. Basically, she's willing to come here on a kind of whatever sort of opinion. Opinion of Kaiser in Edda, 2 points up. Opinion of her current Earl, he's a bit horrid, really. Which is just enough to overrule her no reason to move and base reluctance. Okay, well we'll invite you and see if we can do anything with you.
But there's got to be people in this universe who just like go wherever there's the most bull meat.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's
would be
Kath.
good, wouldn't it?
Koflad. She's Muslim. I suppose I could technically check her father also is, but he probably is, yes. Judith in Shropshire.
Writes into Gardener's question time to say,
This tells me you called me an hour ago.
yes, I was trying to call you to tell you we were going to eat, but your phone was down here.
Did you get the leak?
Okay, well,
Yes.
her mother's new husband, who is not her father, is willing to join my court. Shall we see if that helps?
You just took this so you could laugh at my scores.
Okay.
So we have Judith and Koflad, who are interesting. We have a 29-year-old genius. We can probably find a use for her somewhere. 44-year-old genius, only got one more childbearing year in her. Probably not worth the hassle. Right. So I have attempted to invite the three unmarried female geniuses whom I can get to join my court to do so. Two of them indirectly, in one case via her stepfather. So I'm not sure whether this will work.
Does anyone want the bottle of red wine or not?
Please do bring it across if you're.
So that's 3 female geniuses on their way. So the interesting one here is is Agnes, who is my granddaughter. Let's see what we can arrange for her.
No, it's got a middle.
It's just getting there.
Yes, sorry, I put the little red umpire yes, but it may have prevented some cloud.
Oh, excellent. Count Eckhart is finally having children. So Agnes is currently heir to the county of Foggia. I should make a note of that fact. Fact.
Foggia, not Foggia. Roger the Foggia.
Heir presumptive, county Foggia.
Sorry, Sagan.
So who can we find for her if we wanted a matrilineal marriage? So sort by age, because that's usually sensible.
Subject exit 4.97 RC1 released. The next release candidate for 4.97 RC1 is not available from URLs, etc. Follow up. I meant now.
Of course you did.
So we've got a quick kid who's only slightly older than her. Another quick who's also humble, that's quite nice. Strong, but she's not genius, so like quick might be better.
I think I can join RC if they're strange comments.
Strong.
There are relatively few strange comments, but
Attractive, yeah, attractive's not very good.
Okay.
So
How do
let's see if any of these are
We
currently heirs to anything.
see.
We have to have some scores of your own.
Yeah. Okay, on it. Code 1.
Okay, Beowulf is
On all 1.
currently heir to the county of Dunbar.
Sorry, we have slightly more scores.
I mean, yeah, we should probably take advantage, since Agnes is quite special in that she's Edda's granddaughter, we should probably... Oh, heir to the Duchy of Lothian.
What do you do?
We should... Or the Duchy... I presume these are all heirs presumptive and they're all going to get turfed out. Oh no, his...
I must admit, I hadn't realised you'd reached as far as Scotland.
I haven't, but I can marry my daughters into the... I can get my daughters into positions to be as far as Scotland. Because one of the things I'm trying to do is just to spread the Di Spoleto dynasty a bit. So if I find an heir to a duchy in Scotland who will marry my granddaughter matrilineally, they're such that their children are, and hence the heirs to the relevant duchies are...
Then I'll live 4.
Which one?
5, sorry. 3. Level 3. 5 strength.
All right, that one's elective, so it might go a different way. Let's have a look at the... Oh, damn it, I've lost her. I have to read all the sorting. No, matrilineal, sort by age, ascending, obviously. I don't want the 70-year-olds. But, I mean, there are purposes for which I might want 70-year-olds, but... I should check the other guy. Beowulf. He's only heir, so he's heir to the county of Dunbar. So Dunbar is Gavelkind. So he would definitely work in that we would definitely get that county.
I have 6.
So how about that Lothian one? So Lothian is Gavelkind. Ooh. And you're willing to let him marry matrilineally? Well, that's generous of you.
I think that's level 5.
4.
Well, let's see if we can do better, but I think that guy who's heir to Lothian is probably as good as it's going to get. Let's just remember who he was. He was Thursitel. Oh, because he's in... Yes, I think often if they're in a weird court, they can... their current liege is willing to marry them off rather more generously than any sensible... than the current holder of the title would.
6.
So we don't like that guy.
2.
No, heir to a county doesn't get you anything these days, sorry.
2, 7.
Ditto
2,
chiefdom,
7.
county... Duchy of Northumbria. Ooh, that might be quite nice. How does Northumbria work then? What? How are you heir? Oh, you must be heir to Northumbria by some bizarre means then. Yeah, let's assume that that's by bizarre means and is thus unhelpful. I mean, as in you're heir because you're the third cousin of the current holder and there's no one else. You have a Redwald, who is a courtier in Majorca.
Majorca?
Yes. Very early in my game, I imported a high diplomacy character from somewhere in England and to be my chancellor, and gave him the Duchy of Majorca, and so Majorca has been held by Anglo-Saxons ever since.
I don't know, the one after.
Is that the first one with the loop?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think it was.
Let's not bother with Adolf, heir to Northumbria. I don't think he's very helpful.
I've got 3 on the right. And it has got a loop in it.
Yeah, this next one is on the well, what can I say? You're just better at pirate mini golf than I am.
I have had more than one go at something.
Heir to the Duchy of Bourbon.
This is
I think you're...
Sacre bleu!
is this some virtual pirate mini golf?
It's not pirate, but you know, yes.
Oh, is that because you're
It's
like
on
the
Asteroids,
second
you can
son?
play it too if you like. 3 on the next level, which is
No.
9.
Well, I think we should thus... I think he's even better. Goetzland von Weimar, heir to the Duchy of Bourbon,
I win.
and 2 counties. And then we're into oddly unmarried adults.
Oh, I'm out of bounds. Oops.
Well,
Can't believe you did that.
And like, surely anyone who's a useful heir will have managed to get themselves married off. Like, there are actual penalties for not doing that. Yeah, these guys are all heirs to bishoprics, which is not really a kind of heir. Yeah, heir to the what? Heir to the Kingdom of Hungary.
That sounds good.
Yeah, there's presumably a good reason. So
That was Alton.
there's Arpad Songor. Oh, is Hungary elective? Hungary's elective Gavelkind. Yeah, that might be a bit optimistic. I'm hoping that Christopher Di Spoleto will become heir to the Kingdom of Hungary anyway. After we carefully pressed his father's claim on the kingdom.
Press.
Right. Yeah. Let's give Agnes that heir to Bourbon. I think.
Jefferson Kingdom.
I think he was the most solid one.
I keep hoping that Agnes Di Spoleto has the nutter trait.
Sadly, she has no traits at all because she's 3 years old.
Oh, she's got
So
time.
there's time.
Yes.
Oh, I thought sometimes you could tell when babies were genius.
Genius you get immediately, but lunatic you have to develop. Lunatic is not.
Are just mad.
Lunatic is not something that you're born with. So Thursitel looked quite good, but I think we want to go for. Oh, something just burbled on my phone.
Wiggle.
Whistling through the dodgy internet and building on your phone.
I
Yes.
told you, Gareth.
Wi-Fi has no internet. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're lying. See, this is a problem with connecting it to the Wi-Fi. Is it then tells me every time it thinks the network isn't working properly, and it's usually wrong. It's Goetzelan von Weimar. So yes, I think the reason we can get these weird matrilineal marriages is because the people in question are for some reason not in the court of the person who currently holds the title. And so the person whose court they're in, who decides who they can marry, doesn't care that the title is going to end up in the wrong dynasty because it's not their title.
It's a rather unfortunate message.
So let us propose that Agnes get married like that. Right. So that's the only. Okay, yes, I'd forgotten that she was heir to Fodger. Who knows? But she probably won't actually get Fodger. They'll probably have a son. So then we have Margareta, who is a genius. Emich, who's quick. Magnus, who's strong. Theodoric, who's a genius. But they're all rather young. It's at least for the girl, it's worth waiting until there are some. Oh no, it's probably not because she probably wants someone older than her. For the boys, it's worth waiting a bit. Carlotta, we can probably find someone for because she's in our court, but we won't be able to get a good matrilineal marriage for her, so we should breed for genetics there. Yeah, let's see who we can find for Carlotta, who is not an otter.
Does she have enemies though?
I don't think so. Carlotta di Spoleto. So, can we get any matrilineal genius, as it were? No. Matrilineal and quick? No. Matrilineal and strong? No. Well, that's pretty terrible. What else might we want to try to get for her?
Home.
Sorry?
Home.
No, sorry, no horses available. I don't think you can marry horses anyway. I mean, horses do appear as characters very occasionally.
Can you appoint them to political power?
Precisely.
Can you marry your horse if you're a mad Roman emperor?
I don't think so.
Can they be married?
Yes, you can if you are
even for this exaggerated simulation of history, that's one step too far.
If you are a lunatic, I believe you can get an event series that appoints your horse as chancellor, which means that the game has to support horses being characters. But I think horses are banned from doing most things, like marrying humans.
Leading cavalry.
Yes.
Leading infantry, surely.
So.
Ride.
I'm not sure it simulates it like that.
That would be a bit Mobius horse.
I don't seem to be able to get any good. Yeah, okay. Maybe we should wait and see who we manage to get into our.
Mobius horse. Can they what?
Can they draw?
Let's unpause for a bit and let some things happen.
How do they? I mean, he is quite.
Everyone is, as usual, leaving the defensive pact.
No, but then you have a horse-drawn.
Yeah.
Oh, Simon.
Surprised you didn't see that coming.
Oh, we have a tiny Jacob di Spoleto who is boring. All the messages say we've left a defensive pact.
This is like
Well,
the
the people
Victoria
have left
II
it, that's
history,
right.
where an independent Mayo, which is a tiny island with a population of about 3, and not really a functional Wiki 2 country, can declare polar bears to be citizens. And then you have a population of about 10,000, and then the generals are polar bears, and so forth, and things like Ralph.
Well, I mean, if they're anything like the ones in his Dark Materials, I wouldn't want to go up and up the back against an army full of those.
They're not very like that, but some of them wearing top hats.
Top hat polar bears.
I mean, the fact that they're huge and have claws and armour and stuff is only half the scariest. It's the fact that you can't trick them, which is kind of difficult. It makes war hard.
So we of course don't get the message saying that that Agnes's betrothal was accepted, because we were kind of applying our influence through the magic control how this person who's not in your court marries button. But we have a note that says Baron Welf of Henneberg accepts the suggestion by Prince Eckhard of the Holy Roman Empire, and not at all his grandmother, whatever she is.
Not with his arm twisted up behind his back and his fingers
No.
crossed.
By his, I think she is actually his mother. Yes, Prince Eckhard is indeed Edda's son. Not at all his mother insisting that Agnes must marry this guy. That Agnes di Spoleto and Götzlan von Weimar should get betrothed matrilineally. So that one seems to have gone correctly. More people leaving a defensive pact. Right, let's see if this bit works. So, the entertainingly named Peridia Abstinian
Can you read this text?
from of the Strathclyde dynasty, though he is Welsh, has arrived at my court. He has brought his wife, but their daughter is still, sadly, it would appear, in a foreign court. So yes, it looks like the daughter, partly because she apparently just came of age while I wasn't looking. I'm pretty sure she was a child when I looked her up. Has thus stayed behind. So it may be a little tricky to... So Jakob is too young to be betrothed to her, and we don't have any other di Spoletos in our court available. Curses, oh well, we have a random guy in our court whose stepdaughter has sadly stayed behind.
Stepdaughter?
No. The Duke of Calabria is of legal age, that's nice. Dull people leaving the defensive pact.
In that class of mammals also with a ziggurat.
Oh yes, this is the smallest text, isn't it? These little boxes. This thing up here, which I can't read from this distance.
You know, but my eyes say.
I can read that with my glasses on.
That one.
But
You
I
are-
am half the distance to it, but you are.
Right, have you managed to bring your genius with you?
No.
He's not a genius.
Your wisdom and mercy are legendary when you're not murdering people.
Hey, I no longer have the no murderer penalty, I'll have you know.
haven't murdered anyone in 10 years.
No, I mean,
No one
bizarrely,
knows you murdered anyone in 10 years.
it times out 50 years after your first discovered murder.
And can you get it back by doing another
I think if I get discovered again, it'll come back. But
But no matter how many times you were discovered in the meantime, it didn't reset the time.
yes,
So
because I already had the no
your
murderer
first
flag.
murder is like the like evil penalty, and after that you get your 50 years of murder included for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost a kind of political sense to it, that it became common knowledge that Edda was a murderer, and then it was such common knowledge that people stopped bothering to remind one another that Edda was a murderer, and eventually all the people who knew that Edda was a murderer were too old to matter, or had forgotten.
Or got murdered.
Oh, shush.
That was
Edda has only murdered about 15 people.
15! Jesus!
That's nearly 3 a year.
No, she didn't
I
murder
think-
Jesus. Good grief.
I think. I don't know, but
That's not 3 a year.
yeah, it's one every 3 years. It's closer.
Edda is a murderer, that's the summary of the summary.
But yeah, I mean, she murdered a fair number. Like she murdered 2 kings of Germany and then got another one killed on the battlefield before she became Kaiserin.
It was a very murdery period, that wasn't it?
Yes, and since she lost the just trait, of course, she's ceased feeling obliged to not murder people in her realm. So she's murdered quite a few vassals since then. And there was a recent occasion when someone kept launching wars for Alsace with different claimants, and the easiest way to dispose of them was to murder the claimants. And she didn't want Alsace to be, since Alsace is currently held by Di Spoleto, she didn't want it to be lost. Right. Anyway, so we now have young Koflad, Erich Idrisdotter, has arrived at our court and is 13 years old and is a genius. Or possibly she hasn't actually arrived at our court because I think she's being educated somewhere else, but she is officially a member of our court.
But I think you basically become like Middle Ages Vladimir Putin. No one is surprised when your enemies unexpectedly fall out of windows. You make them think worse of you every time it happens.
Yes. I mean, we're varied. Sometimes we explode them. I don't think any of them. Oh no, I was going to say none of them's fallen out of windows, but one of them has fallen off a balcony with suspiciously weak railings.
How do you explain them?
If you dig a large pit under the inn they're staying in and fill it with manure, apparently.
Subtle.
There's
I'm just imagining how this works. Your conspiracies come in the middle of the night, and then they spend several days digging a giant hole underneath. And all of the spoil that they produce is like mysteriously spirited away, and the inn doesn't collapse.
Well, you only have to keep it secret for a short while, so it's not going to be very secret once you've blown the place up. Anyway, Koflad, who can we marry you to then? Are there any Di Spoletos, preferably who are heirs to good things? Heir to the county of Rostock, Grimma. Heir to the Duchy of Thurgau. Okay, we should investigate Valdemar of Thurgau. He's even the same age as her. The current Duke of Alsace, but he is only 6. Let's just check that Valdemar is actually heir apparent. So his mother is Duchess Gerhild. He is the eldest of 2 sons. It is a Gavelkind succession, yes. Right, I think we should marry Koflad, who we've just imported to our court for precisely this purpose, to Valdemar Di Spoleto, heir to the Duchy of Thurgau. And to clear out all the messages about people leaving a defensive pact. Oh, there are also people who've arrived, of course, because there's Koflad, who will leave in due course. Eochenbert, Edric's son, who is boring, and his parents, who are basically there just so that we can get Koflad in. Eldura is herself a genius. Obviously can't leave geniuses lying around.
Clear up the mess.
You can't leave that genius lying there.
Okay, but we can't. But no one will accept betrothal to her. She's a genius. Go on, marry her. Bah. There are no Di Spoletos who will marry her.
Oh, I've lost 2 hands. Well, I've lost 2 hands.
Right, that's disappointing.
Plus 2 things, and you're fighting a Hydra.
Oh well. Hang around, I'm sure we'll find someone for you.
Don't adjust your TV.
Don't touch that dial. Why have you got a TV with a dial?
Following the teachings of divinely inspired thinkers, a diligent human should strive for peaceful resolutions. I presume this is just an event caused by Edda having some trait or other. I have members of my court who do not see eye to eye. My duty as their liege is to arbitrate their disputes.
By murdering them.
Shush.
I mean, sometimes.
It was a lot of talk, but well worth it. I think she's mediated between two of her courtiers. Right. Excellent. The current Duchess of Thurgau has decided to accept the suggestion of a betrothal between Koflad and Valdemar. So we might be able to breed genius into the Thurgau Despoletos. I suppose actually, if we were being clever, we would offer the geniuses to Despoletos in elective realms, because genius is very good for getting elected.
Sounds very realistic.
What? Also what?
Furthermore,
What happened?
Prince Eckhard of the Holy Roman Empire has broken the betrothal between Goetzeland von Weimar. I think, what? That's unfortunate. I thought I'd just set up that betrothal. And Goetzeland von Weimar.
Well, obviously God married himself.
Oh. Why was he betrothed to himself? I didn't intend him to be betrothed to
The
himself.
mystery is not why someone decided to break this betrothal. That's because it made no
The
sense.
mystery is how it happened. Who are you trying to betroth him to?
Yeah, I should have written that down, shouldn't I? Agnes, as I recall.
You say that why don't you bother breaking it? You just get to the church and how you make a light.
Yeah, he will he's no longer willing to
Marry yourself.
marry. I think he was actually betrothed to Agnes.
He's bright in this angle.
So
you get all the photons.
Pass me that cushion.
So we did. I should probably make a note of the betrothals we achieved, shouldn't I? At least briefly.
List all the betrothals and then the one you just lost.
Better?
Up again. Okay, that's fine. What is nobody ever means goat fashions and our grandma? Is this the no, it's this one.
Yes, I think he actually broke off the betrothal with Agnes. So let's try a different one of those interesting possibilities.
Or maybe the gang got confused and betrothed him to himself, and then he's like, this is very boring.
Was a Thursidel who was interesting, but isn't it clear? Oh, it's this Thursidel who's interesting, isn't it? Yes. Right. Would you like to marry Thursidel Saywad's son? Thursidel S.A.E. Wield's son. Just check. Well, sorry. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. So if I say married, yes, does that also include betrothed? Right, yes, so we can... So Christopher Di Spoleto of 1109. I think we've already noted him. Yes.
Is somebody sending a message?
Yes.
And it's squeak.
Ah, it's in Alex. It's in Alex. It's Alex 1148 tomorrow, which is good because that is like that will be about when we finish.
So Helga. Where's Helga?
Are we going to tell Alex to come down to the seaside then?
Helga,
Well, I
born
think-
1106.
We should maybe meet her at the station.
Can I get Steph over to you? Or
But I will look up what map says.
So he is no longer heir
On spot.
to the county of Worcester
Oh, yes, I should probably go and do something about the dishwasher, shouldn't I?
because
Let's do that now.
his elder brother has 2 daughters, one of whom is now heir to the county of Worcester. Curses, I mean, we could murder all the daughters, but that would be a lot of faff.
You were just telling me how you weren't murdering anymore.
Yeah. So we could break that betrothal,
I mean, hardly it. That's all.
but
I haven't murdered anyone in months.
Just one for the road.
on the other hand, I don't know that we have a better use for her.
Ian, things we need clean for the morning are the frying pan and the bowl.
So Adalberta is a genius. She is actually betrothed to Lutoverus Palemontaitis.
Clean underway already.
Of course, I can't remember how to spell that name. Lutuveras.
Multi-pass.
Palemontaitis.
Gareth asks, Amat has 2 children, one of whom is a girl who is heir to the county of Worcester. What is the probability that the other is a girl?
He is the heir to the Duchy of Pskov.
Skitov.
This is because Pskov is elective Gavelkind, so whether he'll remain heir is another matter. On the other hand, were we to murder the current guy, you can only get 25% power. We can't sensibly murder him.
That was it.
Oh, it was Prince Eckhart who broke it. He's not even entitled to break it. I mean, he's the father of Agnes, so, like, I suppose he could consider that was a bad match, but it was a damn fine match. Bah.
10 out of 10 would striking
Right, now he's betrothed to the heir to the Duchy of Lothian.
Yes, well, I think I'm going to
She is. So let's make a note of that fact. Thirsty Till Saywell son, I already have made a note of that fact. Now, Prince Eckhart, don't go breaking that betrothal. It's a good betrothal. Right, so is there anything interesting going
Very
on
good.
here?
I think.
The Byzantine Empire is repeatedly bouncing in and out of the defensive pact. King of Hungary is still trying to deal with that. Oh yes, I had a plan that I could probably invade Cedruts before he. Oh, he's not a member of the defensive pact. I kind of have to wait for him to join the defensive pact because he clearly should be. So he's presumably only the bug that means he's not.
The bug is the CRS code for the station north of here. I think the one two further up the line is TBD.
Yeah.
I guess the more letters you have, the longer they take to find something good.
There ought to be something good in there with manifesto in it.
But there's hoof in there, which I thought was on topic.
Why do I own the bishopric of Brodno?
No one else wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something about pounds, but in fact I think in nationality,
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
right, if you don't know to the contrary, then
Okay, I think for some reason I control the bishopric of Brodno.
Moose is food, everything bananas.
Well, let's improve the fort level of Brodno Church because apparently a holy man came to court today, talk of matters of faith, but it soon became clear he held rather unorthodox views. Being a zealous defender of the church, I believe I did the right thing when I gave the order to imprison a blasphemous pagan who dared criticise my faith and my church.
Back to the hoof nonsense days ago.
Well, you can check the woman who first.
That will only be true in a couple of days though.
Oh, we should get ourselves over 100% plot power here.
if there are dead things here, I'll collect them.
Oh, the spy master of Upper Lorraine is willing to join my plot to kill the heir to the duchy.
Don't kill it on my account.
I'm not necessarily done with this class even after that.
Right.
I think
You just reminded me the class existed.
Right, that-
generating dead things.
That should get me 200% plot power. Yes, I am still murdering people.
Plot
So you
power.
can deny it all you like.
Do
but
you want them disposed of in the dishwasher? Is the question.
I mean, I think he might be slightly too old to be disposed of. He is now 8 years old. I don't think he would fit.
By the time dishwashers are invented, you won't be 8 years old anymore.
Like folding up small.
It was very annoying if the spy master was always out and popping off.
Smith, you want.
Yes.
It's
We
exciting. Why
can.
is that in real life?
It's like, I think it's part of Sweden.
Oh yes, that's alright.
Hang on, let me. If I go there up to, so it's the petty kingdom of Svithjod. Its de jure territory is actually just this little patch here.
It's part of Finland, I think.
But these, yes, it's the de jure Duchy of Svithjod is only that tiny area there.
Right.
But it has actually taken over most of Scandinavia, just not in a way that allows him to claim a kingdom anywhere, I don't think. Because like he's got a bit of, if we look at the de jure kingdoms, he's got most of the de jure kingdom of Sweden actually. He could found that if he had the money. He may not. Yeah, he has very little money, so he probably can't afford like to set up a proper kingdom. Yeah, well, 37 gold, which monthly income of 2. I have 2,500 gold and a monthly income of 41. So yeah, I think he could found the Kingdom of Sweden, but is holding off doing so for his own reasons.
Something that he's needing first.
Oh, there's a tiny little revolt there. Hello, tiny little revolt. Do I have a case of spell? I do.
Oh, this.
Tiny revolt. I have a notion of.
So I can Holy War for Ostrogothia, basically for either one of those two counties in practice. Or apparently the court chaplain of Rugen has a claim on one of the counties, but he's Lithuanian, so I probably won't be able to vassalise him if he gets it.
Instead.
Yeah, it sounds like marmalising, vassalising.
Or spoilerising.
Completely vassalised.
So, well, let's see what the two counties actually look like inside. That one is a single tribe. That one is a single tribe, but has one more holding slot, but is currently occupied. Well, let's see if we can rapidly take Holy War for Ostrogothia. I mean, yes, he can't be a member of a defensive pact, so I'm not cheating by declaring war on him. Right.
One of the options for declaring war was claim, kind of.
Claim Kinder, it is a place.
Like Doctor Who.
Yes. What's the state of the Zemigalian revolt, apart from the fact that its leader is apparently in prison, which surely isn't going to be very good for it as a revolt. Yes, Wi-Fi has no internet. But I don't actually have a case of belli for him anyway.
You don't have a case of belli for the internet.
No, not for... Okay, well, let's... Oh, right.
I think politicians who declare war on the internet often don't. Mind you, they've probably mostly gone over that by now.
Right.
Haven't they just passed the online safety bill?
Yes.
Standard article.
Okay, well, I found 2,500 troops. Those are probably helpful.
Has some gluten-free pizza slices, loaves, rolls, focaccia, etc. Handmade every day.
Well, I didn't see them, but
Maybe they're all gone.
I'll send those ones over there as well. No, he's done it again.
Gareth sings, it's like 2,500 troops when all you need is a knight.
Prince Eckhard of the Holy Roman Empire has broken the betrothal. Stop doing this.
Stop breaking things.
I keep getting your daughter really good betrothals. You know, a matrilineal betrothal to the heir to a duchy is not to be sneezed at. But no, he sneezes at it anyway.
Stop sneezing.
If you're going to be like that, I'll let you find her a husband. See how you can do.
You'd probably try to find a horse or something.
Right, you find a husband for her.
There is a claimed gluten-free fish and chip shop.
Uh-huh.
Wolfies of Home, which sounds like it might be rather far away.
Hove is actually not very far away. I mean, like, I walked over halfway to Hove accidentally today.
It sounds to me though like we're probably going to have Alex for lunch, and actually
Right.
on reflection Alex doesn't like fish. So.
Yes.
Maybe fish and chips for dinner.
We found out why everything is named after like Trafalgar.
Yeah, I'll send this list. It's
I think you might mention just a matter of when Brighton expanded.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I may have told you.
Yes. Whereas everything in Plymouth is named after the Armada simply because it's the only famous thing that's happened to someone who came from Plymouth.
Yes, there's about 2 miles or something.
Yeah.
Brighton and Hove.
Yes, we are on the Hove side of Brighton. Leonita, yes, has been born. She is very little interest.
Rude.
No. Combined that
Yeah.
again.
Aha, we've built practice range in Lomza tribe. Is there anything else we can build there? No, Lomza is as good as it gets. Now we just need someone to actually convert it to Catholicism. Our steward is currently there to oversee construction. Well, that's pointless when there's nothing left to construct.
No, so that I got. Oh, actually, no, it's one.
The Pope-
Gostinin is fully built as well.
Yeah, well, you're allowed to do it.
Breslau still needs to build some things, so let's send our steward to Breslau.
You
Off he
lying
goes.
on the floor with your feet against the walls, uncle.
That was on train.
I think that was also here.
There we go. Something like this.
Told Alex that was about when you just go to the room.
No, but I need to double check when we actually escape the room. Which one we do tomorrow?
Holy Roman Holy War for Ostrogothia has ended inconclusively, presumably because the rebellion ended. Yeah, well, pity.
I'm searching for that one.
A son was born to Buzli af Buchen and Princess Binhilda of the Holy Roman Empire.
Binhilda? You're making these up now.
Binhilda is a perfectly good name. We have lots of Binhildas in the Holy Roman Empire.
Osman reports that somewhere in the vicinity of Seaford is a place called Two Hoots. Presuming it appears to be a small collection of buildings, so I mean, not the size of a village, the size of one property, so probably somebody just named their own place that. But it showed up at a very high zoom, so low zoom, high zoom, smooth, large scale.
Very zoomulated.
Do you really mean large scale?
Yes.
It's not that Venice actually is, or is Venice?
I mean, large scale conventionally means that the magnification is let me put it like this, that the shrinkage of the map with respect to the Earth is less than it might otherwise be. That would be a small scale map.
No, that would be a large scale map.
No, paradoxically think that Venice is this giant island,
Yes.
which is not, and I don't know why.
There is basically.
No, I meant the bit on the coast further south.
So this is the one major divergence between the geography of the real world and the geography of CK2 is
And
that
like every other paradox game.
right they're just based in a Europe that has a completely different Venice from real Europe. But yes, we also have this Venice has the largest amount of territory on the mainland in this world.
I think it is because it has the obvious to the player that Venice is over a strait in games where that matters.
Yes.
You can't get to it without ships.
Yes, this is very weird in CK2 because you can get across here without ships.
Ah, no, sorry, what I mean is...
You can get across there without your troops swim.
I think they just steal nearby fishing boats.
It's like
Let's see,
straits in diplomacy in EU3. You can cross it without a navy, but not if there is even one opposing warship in
Right.
the sea zone.
In CK2, you can't cross it without ships at all.
That's double weird.
So while you can march,
well, hold on. David said without a warship, maybe like lots of normal boats.
there are no warships in CK2.
But it does have ships, unlike
Yes.
your fortress.
Yeah.
Dwarves just paddle.
Ben can't do it without a ship of the kind he controls.
Dwarves will drown.
Or I can do it without a ship of the kind I control, but not if there's a ship of the kind.
Or make ridiculous
Yes.
like obsidian bridges by means of diverting magma streams.
Yes, I think people have constructed boats in Dwarf Fortress, but they do just sink. So you generally have to build them on the seabed. And they're not really boats at that point.
Technically,
I mean, they can still keep the water out, just they don't float.
It's just me telling Alex that we'll meet her at the station because I think that's going to be yes. Our game finishes at 11:20 and we only end up hanging around.
Right, sowing some distrust, but like that probably means the Doge is going to die soon. Possibly the reason is that maybe the Basileus keep. Look, you've got a new Basilissa now. It's so hard to sow adequate distrust in the Byzantine Empire because they keep replacing people.
That's because you're sowing so much distrust, they're probably murdering each other.
This is possible, yes.
Doge acorn head anyway.
They could probably outsource that. Like,
Sante di Spoleto, who is not very interesting, and is even Italian. What are we doing producing new Italian di Spoletos? They're not of any use. I mean, they're of some use, but they...
You can't take a Italy with them because you've already got Italy.
There's still some bits of Italy.
Oh, we have a new Prince Archbishop of the Rhine. I should sort out who's going... because Prince Archbishop Quirino died of severe stress, apparently.
Oh dear.
So that the Prince Archbishopric of the Rhine is one of the electors to the Holy Roman Empire.
Oh, good.
So we try to ensure that the
What to do.
Prince Archbishop the Prince Archbishop of the Rhine is a di Spoleto.
Just
Um,
the typical radius of vitrification.
So we now have a new Prince Archbishop, Magnus. Oh, he's not a di Spoleto. I must have screwed up somehow. Oh dear. Right. Well,
What's that?
It's much less likely to just do long sub radius every time.
I think. Oh dear. How embarrassing.
What?
I think I accidentally appointed the wrong Magnus as Archbishop of the Rhine, Prince Archbishop of the Rhine. Well,
Don't.
I was setting up Magnus di Spoleto to be next in line for each of these bishoprics, and apparently I accidentally appointed Magnus Afskolga instead. So he's now Prince Archbishop of the Rhine, much to his surprise. Yes. Apparently the others. This is how I can tell what I did. The other two have Magnus di Spoleto appointed, nominated.
Send him a note.
I mean, maybe they sent him a note saying, "Hello, you. The Kaiserin Edda, in her infinite wisdom, has nominated you as the next Prince Archbishop of the Rhine."
And now you can't appoint two Archbishop Magnuses. It'll look like a job lot.
No, I don't. I'm actually just about to appoint Magnus di Spoleto as next Prince Archbishop of the Rhine after Magnus Afskolga.
Magnus the Second.
There we go. Right. So,
How old is Magnus Askolga?
44.
And how old is
Magnus di Spoleto is 42, so he may well not actually get to inherit that one.
Isn't he in the line 46 other...
He's in line for all three of the elector archbishoprics, Prince Archbishoprics. So Bremen has a di Spoleto next, Swabia has a di Spoleto next, and the Rhine has a di Spoleto next, but inconveniently does not currently have a di Spoleto in post because I accidentally appointed the wrong Magnus.
I've gone wrong.
All right, the chief of Sidrats, which I was proposing to invade, has now unbugged himself and joined the defensive pact against me.
Does that mean you can invade him?
So I think it would be legitimate. There's a slight oddness, of course, that the defensive pact is probably still smaller than it should be, but that is a good sequence of noises.
That's Alex saying yes.
Thank you for reading that to us all.
which
Saves us from...
Which translates as
So
Isn't it? So we're going to meet Alex off the train into level 48.
Sidrats has all of 701 troops. So if I just raise an honour guard. That should do the job perfectly well. Come on, murder him. We've got 200% plot power. How hard can it be? Recruit an honour guard.
Bonus person for 200% plot power.
Right, so 1,500 troops should be enough to take sea threats.
1,500 troops should be enough to murder them.
No, you can't murder people with troops. Curiously, they're too honourable for that. You have to murder people with accomplices and snakes and such like.
Surely the problem with murdering people with troops is it's too obvious.
Well, that too.
Right, that's a
Unless you've got a war
concern
going
with
on.
Kaiser and Edda.
Well, what's that?
Wait a minute. There was a fwingling noise and you said it without saying yes. Is she a Vorlon?
I mean, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she's human.
Just Alex talking about LFTs. Not currently pregnant.
The avalanche has already started. Is it too late for the pebbles to do lateral flow tests?
I don't think we're intending to be indoors, are we?
No, but
Particularly not given her relative enthusiasm for face licking.
My co-conspirator Count Friedrich has bribed a hunter taking Augustine on a trip into the wilds to quietly dispatch the child and make it look like an accident. They call it the wilds for a reason. Might be. Yes, I'm murdering one child.
it's easier when they're children or something, who knows.
Give it a rest, someone.
Just check. This army. Oh, it's kind of unbalanced army. We should make sure it's got a organizer in it to start with. Church fortifications have been built in Brodno. Okay. Well, let's continue adding things to the church in Brodno. More church fortifications.
Fortifying your church?
Yes.
Weird.
At this point, Verity is contractually obliged to mention Albi Cathedral, I think.
Why is it useful to fortify your church?
Makes it harder to besiege. It's the simple answer. Or not be it not very, but maybe not an entirely helpful one. Adela di Spoleto. I'm just not keeping track of of everyone in the dynasty anymore. I don't think.
Right, the short answer is that doctrinal disputes can get quite pointed.
It's just me.
Kaiser in Edda has died.
Oh no!
Oh well, that'll
Who's next? And are they in charge?
Yes. So.
This is always strikes me as a piece of user interface nonsense.
Yes.
But we want to know that Kaiser and Edda has died and read about that and then find out how a new heir is.
But because the things happen in the order dies then new heir, the dialogue boxes get stacked up in the wrong order.
Yes.
Kaiser in Edda has given up the ghost at age 73. She died a natural death. Known to be a respected scholar, and everyone had forgotten her murderous tendencies, Edda spent most of her days studying in her library, rarely leaving her palace.
Sending out missives to be murdering everybody.
Yes. Kaiser Antonio, both pious and generous, which is how he got elected, basically. The priests are likely to grow rich under his rule. Well, no, he's pious, generous, and will probably maintain the high taxation of churches that his predecessors have gone for.
Well, in that case, he wants the priests to go.
Is he
Yes.
Holy Roman Emperor?
And he is now, yes, he is the new Kaiser of the Holy Roman Empire.
And is that you?
Yes, I will now play as Kaiser Antonio.
So first thing you have to arrange that your successor becomes HRE.
So the next one is to work out who will be next. Currently, Prince Eckhart is looking likely, which I think he was my intended next person. The defensive pact opposing Edda di Spoleto has been disbanded. I don't know if I think I may be in a situation where technically I have one day in which I could declare war on everyone, but it seems rude.
When did that ever stop you?
Well, like it feels like taking advantage of a bug.
glitch, yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, okay, fine.
I mean, to an extent, defensive packs are a patch to make it harder for you to just take over the entire world once you're this size. I don't really want to be playing at this size. I would quite like the Pope to invent crusades so that I can go on crusade and set up a tiny kingdom somewhere.
Antonio the Tenacious.
Yes, apparently so. Kaiser Antonio the Tenacious of the Holy Roman Empire.
How old is
51. Married to Kaiserin Beatrix, who is 35. Kaiser Antonio is a genius.
Well, having made it through 50 years of Edda's court without being murdered, he's happy with me.
I don't think he was actually. I think we gave him some useful title somewhere else. He was Duke of Couretienne in particular. He needs to appoint himself a council. His capital is still as it should be in Capua, because the technology there is excellent.
You get good internet.
So he should probably just pick. So we have Berthold or Rutger. Rutger is, on the other hand, a Di Spoleto, so he probably makes the best Chancellor. Marshal. Well, we have Bishop Einftek of Sutri. There is a slight argument for appointing someone without the highest marshal, because we should put the person with the absolute most marshal in as commander. We already have an excellent steward. I don't quite know how it decides which of the council to fire on succession.
Is the Pope still trying to be your court chaplain?
Yes.
He hasn't tried recently. Once I appointed someone who wasn't completely disastrous.
Oh, right. So it wasn't that the job he most wanted. It was like, for goodness sake,
Yes.
I can do the job better than this plan.
Champion of last resort.
We do have Prince Baldwin, who has like 14, which isn't bad.
Gareth says, apropos a comment a while back, did she give up the ghost fashions?
Thank you.
So when does the Pope invent crusades?
But he should have. He really ought to have. It's a random event with mean time to happen 10 years that started in 1090. It's now 1117. So the random number generator hates me. So yeah, we're not. It's not quite clear why he hasn't. The Jerusalem is in infidel hands, which should be enough. But yeah, it hasn't happened. Right. So we have now filled up all of those. Are we missing any commanders? No, we appear to have an adequacy of commanders.
Jacob just mentioned study of tropical borders.
Just wondering, is there
We
any
have a
other
very
interesting
very
things
thin
there?
sign.
Did it?
Yeah. Walrus in like a bowler hat. And a suit and everything.
That's about as silly as a polo and top hat.
Or
No, I wonder.
A seagull?
seagull singing karaoke.
No, I
So-
don't know whether Tennill's walrus or bowler hat.
Right, yes, there's a message complaining about sons who are not things. We own the Reichskrone, first person to inherit the Reichskrone. Unfortunately, I don't have the necessary DLC to ever be crowned, and thus the Reichskrone doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's not very then.
Quite right, Tennill's walrus wears no hat.
Very with rice.
I do, however, have an apostolic library and an apostolic palace. well, the Apostolic Palace already existed, and the library was founded by Queen Joshua the Apostle. Right, we're still constructing that. Good. So,
Self-insertion, man.
my domain is it still too big, or will unpausing briefly fix that? Right, and now a new defensive pact is forming. Do we have any interesting non-aggression pacts? We have a non-aggression pact. Oh no, we have a defensive pact, yes, formed by the Kingdom of Hungary.
The wiki tells me that Jerusalem, not controlled by Christians, is based on the religion of the top liege. I assume it is Muslims all the way up.
I believe so. Jerusalem is owned by Emir Kamran of the Masaid Emirate, who is Sunni. His liege is Sultan Amir of the Bulfarat Sultanate, who is Sunni. So, I think it ought to work.
Just the origin.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not that implausible, is it?
No, it's not that implausible. So my domain is too big because my stewardship is only 11, which gives us a total state stewardship of 39, and apparently
That's a
that
label I'm thinking of.
that only entitles us to a domain size of 8, and we have a domain size of 9.
5, I think.
Yeah, it's a fun colour too.
So
Hexagonal and pentagonal panda.
possibly the sensible thing would be to,
Handshake panda.
since I also have a whinge about having unlanded sons,
We might need to go to sleep.
would be to grant various sons some of my spare counties.
Secret bears.
Secret bears.
These are events for brackets, secret, close brackets, and bears.
What? Show me.
This, I think in more shattered or random worlds, you could have characters who are not human, who are actually usefully not human and not just horses. I think there's even a dragon. There are even dragons.
Oh, we know, like dragons and kings.
Yes, we've had a lot of dragons today.
As you said, I bet the artist never even seen a dragon.
Seven of them look suspiciously like dogs.
So Baldwin
The one in
and
the front face
Antonio
looks very like a dog.
are both geniuses, so I reckon I should grant each of them a county.
Yes.
Particularly, I haven't
Were
seen them and I was there from your picture.
very cute.
So
Scotty dragons.
Yes. Scotty dragons.
let's grant
I'm
one
not
of
even sure
them
they were dragons.
Lomza, and one of them. Why has he got such a good hat?
Why has he got such a good hat?
He's got. He's not. He's a prince. He's my youngest son.
Maybe someone gave him a present. Maybe he's had a Christmas
Let's
present.
grant him Breslau.
Yes, maybe he hinted to his extremely rich lover one day that what he really wanted was an extremely jewelled crown.
Diamond encrusted head, please.
I was going to say, like, it's not a hat, it's like...
Right, so that's now got me down to a
cybernetic implant.
respectable domain size, plus 2 of my 3 sons at least are now landed.
Whee, frog.
Rutger is a bit.
I've got the event ID, but the wiki doesn't seem to do
No.
some of the stuff that modifies in GTH. I suppose you could look it up, but
So, right, yes, he is for some reason married to Princess Adelheid of Franconia and has had lots and lots of children, which I suppose is good, but none of them's very interesting.
The bear events are bear generation, troubled sleep, a hairy situation, tongue tied, sweet thief, poignant portraitry, and barely legal.
Sweet Pea, aka Honey Heist.
Possibly, yes.
Bears won't you.
.com.
So, what else do we need to organise here? We've got. So we have this. The game wants to warn me that I have unlanded sons, but like.
Sons in a holding pattern above the Holy Roman Empire.
Like, what is the point of Prince Rutger, really?
Sons running out of fuel.
Why don't you murder him if he's such an annoyance?
Because I'm not my predecessor. I'm going to just hide the message telling me that Rutger has no land.
Sons request.
Because he's producing children. Just none of them are very interesting children.
Sons request urgent diversion to Swift log.
We come down west of Buckingham Road and then down that bit down and then turn that.
Right, so there are also 3 children requiring guardians, which is like more than I would have expected. Who are they? Christopher,
I think
Helga,
last time we walked from there.
and Adalberta. Adalberta needs someone good. Am I good? Am I a person you actually want to have teaching you? I'm pretty decent, yes.
How many murders have you done?
None yet. He's only just started.
Well, I have no idea what he's been up to. Well, I haven't been playing as
Who
him.
knows who Edda sent off to murder people for them?
I think Edda did know the conspirators.
Yes.
Whether Ben can remember is another question.
Right, so Antonio should obviously become guardian of Adalberta.
Secret Bears was a joke. They did screenshots of articles from a non-existent deal. So you have Secret Bears.
Secret Bears.
As in the characters that will be secretly bears.
Yes.
Yeah, like you have an heir and they're unusually hairy. The midwife assures you there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, I know, right. Now I see. Secret bears are the opposite of a bear apparent.
Thank you,
Yes,
Simon.
Apparently.
You're really like Honey Host Bears in that mysteriously putting on a hat makes you look less like a bear. But you can get animal kingdoms in Random World, which comes
Yes.
out with Holy Fury, which really ought to be Holy Fury. We have an animal-only world.
Holy Fury is surely a compatibility from Okami.
Where am I? Why can't I appoint myself as her?
Who's picking this?
We're talking about bears, not pigs.
I'm sure Dungeons and Dragons will invent a pig bear soon enough.
Oh, maybe if I just sort by rank, it'll be obvious
Less
where I
impressive
am.
than an owl bear.
Okay, apparently I can't become her guardian. I thought I was only guardian to one child. Oh well. Let's find someone who looks vaguely plausible. Yeah, he looks vaguely plausible. Right. Right, that's another warning dispatched. I haven't yet nominated an heir to the Holy Roman Empire, but I think I should wait a bit and see who everyone votes for without my influence.
Oh no, Secret Bear is a joke that has been instantiated.
It's real. It's not real. It's real.
I think it's in Z Lunatic, so it's a thing that doesn't happen. You think it's happening because you're mad.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm going on random forum posts here.
So we can also hold a once-in-a-lifetime grand tournament, which is good for cheering everyone up.
But what's in whose lifetime?
This rulers. Well, I think strictly once in a reign, but
Yeah, guys in Edinburgh invited me to a once in a lifetime grand tournament. I decline.
let's press that button.
Here's your
You've got a lot of money.
Yes. Yes. We are quite rich. So Baldwin and Antonio are both now landed, which should be good for their prestige and, more importantly, their piety.
What time did we get to? We've got some videos now. I tried this morning, didn't we?
So what? It's just about on time.
will not ask courtiers to leave court
Yeah,
yet.
we were
That's
precise.
about £10.
Yeah.
It's not as long a walk to so probably the same time they will work. So
What's past 9? You should turn up, and hopefully you've got some help because I didn't turn up. Sorry.
yeah, it's fine.
Peasants have revolted in Kennemerland.
Kennemerland
No,
was
it's
floods.
9 when you turn up to eat things.
Sure, but I wanted about maybe. turning
I
up
think
earlier
possibly-
tonight.
Oh no, that's another war.
Hmm?
Kennemerland does always flood. It's up there.
For breakfast.
Yes.
You gave me coffee.
Right.
Ah.
That counts as valuable.
That reminds yes. What time are people going out tomorrow?
Same as this morning.
Like the wood should be more of a known quantity.
Yes, because I now have to turn the oven on today.
Also, we
I
can
mean-
take the tray out of it. So just strong.
Yes, we've got all the gloves now.
Yes,
Everything's
we
much
have
better.
utensils, tools.
I put the tray in the dishwasher, so it should be
Thank
clean.
you.
So
I mean, we only washed it yesterday because we didn't know the glutinousness was an unknown quantity.
It's not
Whereas now, today we know it's had bacon done on it, and if we're going to do bacon on it again, then
Oh, is that like I shouldn't have bothered?
it'll not end
right, little kinswoman Adalberta is deciding whether to become zealous or not, but I think generally zealotry seems to be helpful. So, oh yes, what other traits does Kaiser Antonio have? Kaiser Antonio is a skilled tactician, genius, scard, a poet, a mystic, patient, zealous, lustful, charitable, and kind.
Sorry, what's happened? What you read?
This is just a change of air, which probably means that there's been at least some voting.
You've got some fresh air.
Thank you. Beatrix is pregnant again. She's only had 6 children. At least I think. No, that's unfair. Beatrix has only had 1 child. Ida had 6.
How many of them were bears?
Well,
I would observe that means that one of my previous wives has had more. That between them, my wives have had more children than I have.
I think these bear puns are going to get quite polarising.
And then Pandemonium will break out.
So the voting is still not finished in the Holy Roman Empire election.
I think I should go to sleep.
Oh, I've got messages. I'm sure they're very exciting.
They basically say that Alex is turning up about the time the village is going.
Which is convenient.
Emma Conradina seeks to kill Princess Emma of Frisia. Okay, if you insist.
there's only room for one Emma in this game.
Yeah, apparently so. Don't know why you'd want to kill her, but
So I should put my mum on at the same time this morning, which was like 12
Did we at any point manage to run the house out of hot water? That anyone noticed?
No, my shower was fine, and it was basically straight after Ian's shower.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't a very long shower.
so we now have 7 votes in the Holy Roman Empire, and they're all choosing the wrong person. I mean, indeed, all of the people they're voting for are people I don't want to have the job.
Hooray!
Congratulations. You like having a problem.
Yes. Well, let us suggest. Let us start by suggesting Prince
Very well
Antonio,
bastard. Take my mantis blood.
because he has the higher prestige.
Oh, your book, yes.
God's sake,
Could someone unplug me on that?
How does that look? Not very good.
Thank you.
Which one are you?
This one.
This one.
Yes.
You know, come on.
He doesn't.
He has learning 12.
Right, and this can go back under there, along with the other miscellaneous.
I'm going to have this settee, which is a performance.
Baldwin has learning 14, but is far lower on prestige.
All the things that are available to sit on in this house are kind of stiffening. We need to.
Well, let us make Chief Antonio our seneschal, because that should be good for his prestige.
Okay, so firstly, somebody is dialing in.
So, I suppose one question is there actually a more useful... Because one thing I did try to organise was that we'd have a useful Dispoleto, some useful Dispoletos who were actually in the Empire. Um,
Yeah, it seems to be out of general.
I've been snoozing. I mean, I suppose nothing stops Ben from continuing to stream this together.
yeah, I should probably stop if everyone else is going to bed, but...
I mean, I'm quite content to watch it while everyone else goes to bed. This seems to be
Off theme, yes.
I wonder if Gregory... So, probably Gregory or Inigo might be decent candidates.
Good night.
good night, players.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I mean, you can if you want.
Thanks for watching.
Angria. Gregory of Angria. He does have quite a lot of prestige and piety.
Is he actually Anglia?
He's just of Angria.
Oh, right.
Alternatively, where was it? Duke Inigo of Bavaria. So 1100 prestige, 500 piety, quick. German versus uh, 1400 prestige, 700 piety, but not quick.
Or German.
He is German. Being German is quite important for this job.
What quick actually do? I mean, what do you mean?
It gives you a small bonus to each of your attributes, like +3. I think Genius gives you +5. More importantly, for this purpose, it improves everyone's propensity to vote for you.
Speaking of attributes, it suddenly occurs to me that all of these people, various nationalities in your dynasty, do you have someone who's both bold and italic?
Probably yes. So Duke Gregory might be a plausible candidate. What happens if I select him then? That's not very good. Oh, he's shy, craven and gluttonous. That's probably not very helpful.
Seems so good to hear this one blow rocks, but it's the easy way to carry it upstairs.
Okay, how about Inigo? No, they don't like him either. They like him even less than they like Gregory. I presume Thomas gets no hope at all because he's a child, yes.
Oh, well, there we go.
There was Prince Eckhard, wasn't there, who was like the obvious candidate. Who again is close. I think Gregory is going to be the best hope. To be fair, I think part of the problem. So part of the problem is that Antonio is not just, and part of the problem is probably that his vassals don't get much like him. Yes. So things will probably improve once he finishes this tournament.
When you do just things.
I don't know that there's much you can do to get just once you're an adult.
But hardships is like exactly the kind of thing you ought to be able to demonstrate.
Maybe not murdering people would help.
You say that, but you kept explaining that Queen Edda was just because she...
Yes, because she murdered the right people.
Yeah.
Eventually, she just became known as the Just, even though she wasn't just.
Well, you want you the one to release the paper saying Queen Edda probably not just.
Right, it is time to let the tournament begin, and for the next 2 months let all show their martial brilliance. This may kill a few of my vassals.
Well, why murder people when you could arrange regrettable accidents?
Your guest Luca, who is of no importance, has been tragically killed. Similarly, Ludolf Gerolfing. Miroslav Opolski.
Does that imply a host of people are getting like maimed?
Well, I get told about maimings as well. My guest Johann von Saarbrücken has tragically been maimed during the tournament. Count Fiorello of Livinen has sadly died.
I think I'm going to tragically maim a bottle of 1845. I will be like that.
Right, I should probably... no, it's only 22:48. We can keep that for a bit.
Fucking duck! Excuse my French.
Unfortunately, the post-it notes are not good enough to give you warning of this sort of thing.
There's blood there.
King Christopher of Franconia has been tragically maimed. Oh dear, yes. Thietmar van Loon has died. Not to be confused with Thietmar van Pruim.
Oh, are you seeing anything Gareth says?
No, because that's on a different screen. I mean, I could probably find
you
it.
should do it as soon as you turn 18 because then you're an adult with only just. Although I don't know what that was in response to. If he says anything else. Ow!
I mean, really, if you could only tell me about the people who've been landed, people who've been killed, rather than all of the unlanded randoms who've been lightly stubbed their toe on a convenient step. Our guest David has been tragically wounded.
Well, it's tragedy, depends on who you are, really.
Damage should heal, given time.
Keith always used to say, if I fall down the stairs, it's tragedy, if you know it's going in.
I mean, we do have a lot of guests at this tournament, because I think this is like every commander of everyone in the realm. And the realm is the entire Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah, I've not been keeping score, but you have chewed up quite a few of them.
I haven't been telling you about all of them either. Oh, we've marched that army back out again. Antonio is such a caring son. Prince Antonio of the Holy Roman Empire, Count of Lomza, Count of Weimar. How did you become Count of Weimar? I didn't give you Weimar. You told me you were landless. Always ready to lighten up the mood during a sombre family dinner or play with the children. Even though we may disagree from time to time, I cannot deny his accomplishments as a son. People like him are rare indeed. Kaiser Antonio's opinion changes by 15 for 50 years. This makes no useful difference at all. Right, let's march that army back out of Sithratz. Aha! My tribal vassal, Prince Baldwin of the Holy Roman Empire, has adopted feudalism.
Will you stop that song? There's a lot of deep water here, and it is hilarious to give me divine gifts, which immediately fall into the water and I'm lost.
Pankratios Skleros has come third in the tournament. Leopoldo has come second. All of these are unlanded randoms. Oh, Baron Friedrich of Malkin has been crowned winner. Who is like at least landed.
Can I take it the lit to the kitchen flagged another victim?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bit of blood here.
Ow, bloody hell.
But it's under the nail, so I could have got it worse.
That will take a while.
Who is, yes, he's a vassal of Duchess Romilda
Good night, Gareth.
of Rugen. Combatants enjoyed the tournament, increasing their opinion by 5 years. So my kind of hope is that all of my vassals will thus... Oh, is it feast time? Feast! That's good for another 5 opinion.
It's a pity you can't get your chosen heir to fund the feast.
Yes, you can only hold feasts for your own vassals, not for your dad's vassals.
Gareth says I was off in the bathroom finding my teeth, but I could rewind if it was exciting.
Right, so we had a plan, like before Edda died, to march on Sithratz because it's a one-county realm opposed to the Holy Roman Empire. Actually, Wieland looks like it might be as well.
Is there anything stopping you doing it now?
Well, it's a member of the defensive pact, so we have to be like swift about this because we need to take the entire county before anyone else can get their soldiers to us.
So you're not yet at the point where you will just fight the entire defensive pact?
No. So I should actually check. Oh, it's a tribe, right? Okay, we can probably flatten that fast enough if we've got enough people to do so, which we have.
Gareth says quite well, it turns out, and a duck too, I think. How are your toes?
So we take this convenient, technically not a levy army, and march it in there. It will arrive on the 5th of January. Oh, but if we declare war, we'll have... No, okay, we won't march it in there. We will leave it there until the feast is over. Because obviously it is critical to hold a feast, because that will improve everyone's opinion of us. Yes, pay for some acrobats. No fee. Oh, hunting time, because as a male ruler I get to do this, yes. No feast is complete without boar meat. Who will get the prestigious task of hunting and slaying the boars? Will I send my marshal, Bishop Einftech? Will I send out my child, Prince Antonio, for 10 prestige? Will I hunt them myself? I think we should send out our child. I mean, it is only 10 prestige, but still.
Awkward if he gets mangled.
Yeah, we've got other children. Do I spend lavishly on food or merely enough? I think we'll spend enough.
Not enormously rich.
Yeah, true.
Also, sorry, I appreciate you have to...
Send out invitations.
You get many fewer interruptions from me normally.
Right, and then people start refusing. The Pope refuses to come to my feast. Bah.
You never made me a court judgment. Gareth says, at the same point of the video, the toast had happened, and we never appeared on Ben Street with text starting my liege, except in small that it looked like my legs.
Right.
Timing.
Princess Epiphania refuses to come as well. Sorry, what? Okay, what are you princess of? Oh, you're a princess of the Byzantine Empire, are you? Okay. Oh, no, you're my vassal, but a princess of the Byzantine Empire. Yes, that's kind of sensible. She's still alive, though. We are at some point expecting to inherit that when she dies, her heir will bring a tiny bit of one county of Africa into the empire. Everyone is refusing to turn up to my feast. This is not going to go well. I mean, really, there are only 7 people I really need to come to my feast, but...
Aren't there a huge number of invitees?
We do invite 53 people, I think, so... I think every direct vassal at least gets invited. Actually, more than 53, because there's also the baron-level vassals who don't count towards that. The Count Tistabont has usurped the city of Skravenhage. How annoying. Please don't do that.
Skorkenhausen?
No. Okay, let us build some more bits on Brodno because we can. Build the church down in Brodno. Bulgaria appears to have stomped straight through Mazovia and left Mazovia in little pieces all over the carpet. Welcome to my feast. Can I make some friends, please? Preferably electors to the Holy Roman Empire.
Didn't disjoint kingdom do this have the same immense trouble with rebels? Their army is never in the bit they want.
Not in my experience, because it's not too hard to march through other people's territory to get to where you need to be. Excellent, I have made a friend in the Bishop of Aquino. That's not very helpful. All right, that's the Zemigallian revolt. We know about that. Yes, the Empire of Bulgaria is quite sprawling. Oh, excellent. Oh yes, I should do something with my council now that I know roughly what's happening. Right, everyone has gained 5 opinion of me, which might slightly improve matters over here. I caught my young ward Liutbert torturing a rat behind the stables today. Not generally a fan of cruelty among children, or indeed people in general. So Let us talk to him about kindness in the and hope for the best. Well, he's probably not cruel anymore, at least. I should do something, though, with my unused council members, because I forgot to actually send them out to do things. So, we still have some Slavic areas in our territory. So, let us send... Lomza is no longer my problem. How is it still Slavic? I don't understand how you did that. I didn't think you were meant to be allowed to convert it. Gostin is, on the other hand, in need of conversion. Maybe it's because it's their capital or something. Let's send my court chaplain there.
What have they got over there? Orthodoxy?
There's orthodoxy from the Bulgarian Empire and an amount of Slavic paganism, currently buffering orthodoxy and Catholicism. Lots of other odd bits of paganism in the along the Baltic, but there is quite a large Orthodox sprawl from Bulgaria and the Byzantine Empire, and indeed various other Pechenegs is like mostly Orthodox apparently. So yes, where do I want to send my? Am I actually still building anything anywhere? That one we finished building. We handed over Breslau. So like if we were to send him to oversee construction, we hold Kulm then? Oh right, yes. Well, let's send him to my old send my steward to oversee construction in my old home of Kulm. And the Marshal should probably research military tech because he's apparently leading troops, right? Yes. Okay, well we'll keep him doing that then. The Chancellor's doing nothing. Well, go and try to make trouble in Amalfi. I mean, it never seems to work, but so we've finished our feast. So now we can march on Sidrats. Our army will arrive on the 9th of March. So on the 8th of March we should declare war.
Bit of cheese.
Oh, except we can't. Why can't we? We cannot declare... Oh, we raised some levies over here for reasons I can no longer remember. Dismiss. Yes. And you too. Right. Claim Sidrats on behalf of... Who can we claim it on behalf of? A Polish guy, not very helpful. Another Polish guy, not very helpful. A vassal of the Duke of Brandenburg. Yeah, that will do. Bang, 54 messages telling these people have joined the war. Which I think I have to close one at a time. Oh no, shift click to discard all messages of this type. Bang! There they go. Right. Christopher Conradiner is now known as the Lame. Thank you. Our holding in Granada is under siege. They raised 2,500 troops while I wasn't looking. How did they do that? Did you just suddenly pay a phenomenal amount of money? Oh, you got 2,500 event-spawn troops from somewhere. That's just rude. Oh well. Happily, I think I actually have like some useful troops of my own quite nearby.
It's not Liberian veto, is it? All the Eastern European powers get that in EU3, and once per game, they can suddenly split up 10 regiments out of nowhere.
I don't think it's anything like that. I mean, he's Catholic as well, so that prevent. He is tribal, and there are some weird things you can do as a tribal ruler, admittedly, which I may have forgotten.
Gareth is going to head Snoozewards now.
Right.
Feels really downstream, I guess he used to build ether, but I guess might as well continue to capture it for posterity if posterity's there, so be interested.
Okay, I don't have very many available troops around here, but they're probably better than nothing.
Yes, right, calm down, I'll get to you.
So I don't know if this is going to work, but not least because these all have terrible morale at this point, but we'll see what happens. You may have to like desperately try to win a thing and then immediately sue for white peace. In a all that was terribly embarrassing sort of way. Of course, we have already lost a battle there. No, I'm not going to ask anyone to leave my court just yet. I shall gratuitously pile troops in there and we'll see if we can get it to a useful situation and not end up embarrassingly having to actually surrender. I've had a son born. Yes, let's call him Lambert. The noble has distinguished himself in this battle. Perhaps I can make use of him. Oh God, am I leading troops? Yes, and I should be. I mean, it's far from the danger of dying. Hesso von Imst has gained 50 prestige. That's nice.
Who inherits right now if you die?
I end up playing as Prince Baldwin of the Holy Roman Empire, who will be Emperor of Italia and Sicily, and King of Sicily.
But someone else is the
Will be Holy Roman Emperor, because that will be Duke Berenger of Canton. I could probably select my heir for all of the others, so possibly we could at least make it the person I'm voting for, Duke Gregory of Angria.
It just seems like if you're going off to fight battles, now might be the time.
Yes. I mean, I'm not sure I can influence the elections very effectively at the moment, but Yes, I can see why you would like Matilda Dierdolfinger. I'm not quite sure why she's a candidate mind, but actually Prince Boulderwind does appear to be the more popular. Maybe I should try nominating him to the HRE. Just there. Since he seems to be wildly the most popular of my relatives, sons. I mean, I have tried before and it didn't work, but I have 19 messages, but I think they're mostly of the form something is under siege and we have been attacked. Someone's founded a faction, someone's been ransomed. Yeah, none of that is very relevant.
Some of your troops having fun on the way to the...
Yes. Oh dear, yes, that lot really are, aren't they? I mean, like, we may actually pull this off. I think we're just about to win this battle. If we can then... We don't have to besiege for very long. Right. Battle complete. Merge all of those into one army. Make damn sure there's a siege leader in charge of it. We need 9 days before we can start assaulting. Three, 2... 1 assault. 100% war score. Offer peace. Enforce demands. Send. Victory. Quite a messy victory, but a victory nonetheless. So, no, I have to dismiss all of my levy troops if I'm even thinking about suddenly going to war with someone else, which I think I'm not, because I think actually if I'm going to do this I need like 5,000 mercenaries. Oh, I don't have a casus belli for that guy anyway, right? We have to wait for that lot to finish running before we can disband them. So we did successfully get the county. I mean, it was messier than I hoped, but...
How much long-term consequences is there for getting the vassals' troops chewed up?
Long-term, very little. It'll take them a little while to recover. They don't tend to be annoyed about it, though. They're annoyed at the amount of time that I have the troops under my control. But, like, this was a pretty quick war. It was just a quite fatal one. So, like, I have -1 opinion from 3 of my vassals because I kept their levies raised for a little while. And that will time out in, like, a month or two. They won't mind the loss of the troops, and it's not like it's a large enough loss that I would actually lose a defensive war as a result of it. If I had just destroyed all of a largest proportion of my armies, this might be a problem, but I haven't. Like, I only brought them in from sensible walking distance of Siedratz. Sorry. Schiratz now, because it's German. That's interesting. If I can build things in a tribe, but because I'm not the direct owner of the tribe, I have to pay gold rather than prestige to do so. Oh, gods, what? Prince Archbishop Magnus of the Rhine just died. But it turned out that I hadn't appointed the next Prince Archbishop of the Rhine, and so some other random got the job.
Is that the wrong Magnus?
Yes, the wrong Magnus lasted like 2 years. But sadly, another wrong person got the job because while there wasn't anything telling me I needed to do it, I hadn't actually appointed. The new Kaiser didn't inherit the nominations made by the previous Kaiserin. Also, the leader of the Salzburgian revolt is apparently a bishop of a sort, and I can appoint his successor. So, Prince Archbishop Christopher of Bremen, we should appoint a new one, and, well, it's traditionally Magnus di Spoleto. I don't know why it's Magnus anymore, but ditto Prince Archbishop Ludwig II of Swabia. Magnus di Spoleto. And not Prince Archbishop Philippos of Münster. Prince Archbishop Wolfgang of the Rhine should be succeeded by Magnus di Spoleto. Is he in the list? Magnus. No. Okay, why is Magnus not eligible to be Prince Archbishop of the Rhine? Well, let's do my usual thing of Di Spoleto. There are only 3 candidates. They're all rather young. Oh no, there are more than 3 candidates. I just had the list scrolled wrongly. All right, there's Magnus di Spoleto. Right. No, I actually want him to appear as the target, please. Magnus di Spoleto is now the successor to the Prince Archbishopric of the Rhine. Other Prince Archbishops should probably be succeeded by my commanders so that I get to keep the commanders around.
Oh,
It looks like I may have a rather random selection of commanders. I should investigate that. Or possibly all of my commanders are already bishops.
right.
Well, that'll do for now. So what's the commander situation like? What? Why on earth is someone with a... This is just a complete disaster. Right.
Someone not helping.
Right, I can. Oh no, you should also be replaced. There is at least now some reason for each of my commanders to actually have the job. They're not all a pile of disasters that I could probably still improve on them because.
I mean, a better reason it would be tragic if this guy had an accident.
I mean, that can be used, I suppose, in particular for people with terrible martial skill. I don't usually do it because murdering is quicker and more effective. So usually it's an embarrassment when someone a genuine problem when someone dies. I mean, probably having a sensible set of commanders would also have helped us. Oh, right, yes. So he will probably leave my court to... I should probably not thus arrange to accidentally appoint him as a... since he's betrothed to a Dispoleto, I should probably not accidentally appoint him as a bishop. Let's just quickly visit each of the people I've got appointed. So, Dispoletos, unless they're heirs to something interesting, and Magnus almost certainly isn't, should be safe. This guy is not that exciting except that he's a siege leader. Ditto this guy. He's my court chaplain, but is quick and married to Princess Uta, and therefore he should not be the successor to that bishopric. Let's just randomly pick the oldest candidate if they're not terrible. Yeah, he's only here because we tried to get his daughter-in-law or something. Similarly, he's married to Hildeburg Dispoleto and should thus not be nominated as a bishop because that would be embarrassing. That's safer. You have a Bishop Sigismund. Interesting. Right, so that's nice. I'm not sure I have any interest in whether you're having children or not. You're here as a commander. My marshal is doing nothing, so my marshal should be studying military technology. In the capital. No, that was not helpful, Rutger. I have managed to sow distrust between Bishop Bartholomeos of Ravello and his liege Doge Pavlos. No, that's the wrong direction.
At least managed to sow any dissent at all.
Yes. I mean, the current Basilissa is at least only 23, so she might last a decent amount of time.
Why does Zon think this is hilarious?
Zon thinks everything is hilarious.
No. Zon normally has an excessively robust sense of humour and thinks it's hilarious when, for example, I fall down the stairs.
Actually, probably the place I can best use my steward is in improving the build speed of my great work, isn't it? But not right now. Right, some child needs teaching Hupold di Spoleto. I've already got 2 in my thing, haven't I? Yes. Hupold is not very interesting. Oh, he is my grandson.
What else the Amazons doing over there?
Trying to get out. I don't know. Presumably they went across the Black Sea. Like they've. Yes, it would make some sense.
They just completely overrun Persia at some point.
It looks like it. Yes. I mean, I don't usually pay much attention to that area, except there's a Holy Roman Revolt. Ooh. Sorry, a Byzantine revolt.
Yes. No, proper Holy Romans.
So yes, I could, while admittedly the revolt does not include Amalfi, which is what I really want, I could claim Consenza back. And on the one hand, the Holy Roman Revolt has 22,000 troops. Byzantine Revolt, sorry, has 22,000 troops. I do have 41,000 troops, and they probably won't actually be trying to use all of those troops against me, owing to like them actually having an empire of their own to fight. Basilissa Philippa, who admittedly only has 12,000 troops, apparently. So the revolt is fairly scary. I feel that if I do this, it might take rather a long time, and it is 11:30, so possibly I should decide whether I'm going to tutor Hupold myself. So Adalberta I definitely want to keep. Liutbert is also my grandson, right? So there's no reason to choose Hupold over Liutbert. So I should find someone in my court to have tutor him. Hildeberg looks like she will give him some excellent numbers. Bloody hell, the Duchess is queuing up for him. Well, maybe we should betroth him to the one who's not inbred. Though I should also betroth the other grandsons. So yeah, go off and get yourself a duchess. Sorry, when I said the other grandson, Antonio has been having lots of children, and it looks like his children have been having lots of children, and oh boy does he have grandsons. Because Antonio has 7 children. Prince Antonio, the eldest of them, then has 5 children.
And how many of them are going to survive?
Princess Uta currently has none. All right. Oh, she's a different Uta di Spoleto, isn't she? Yes. So Engelbert isn't yet betrothed, but he doesn't seem to get offered duchesses. Okay, on the one effect that would work, that would be permitted, but on the other, she's too old. So apparently she's disappeared from the list. Oh, she looks rather nice though. Presumably would not get Tarragona in the normal case, but like... Her mother is currently... Oh right, her mother is Countess of Tarragona, and currently thus she's the heir. And she's too old. Okay, yeah, that's a perfectly good one. I bet I now can't find her again. So that one's not good.
Stop constricting me. The hell?
Admittedly, this is one of those good matches where it will turn out to be that his father will say, no, you can't do that.
Or he'll break the betrothal because he's...
Yes, precisely.
Stop carrying around these loads.
Yeah, I can't find any more heiresses. Oh, it's a pity because this kid's a genius, but. Tsar of Bulgaria wants to get betrothed to this one, but I bet he doesn't want it matrilineally. On the other hand, the current heir to the Kingdom of Galicia might be open to a matrilineal betrothal.
Why was Galicia?
He's elective, so he might not get it. Ah, Songo, somewhere in Spain, modern Spain, is heir to the Kingdom of Hungary. I think Hungary is similarly elective, but he is older, so might be stably electable. Go on, let's see if that works. He's not a Displato because he went and got a non-matrilineal marriage, you stoat. Let's wait for those to come back. I'm willing to accept the slight loss of time. Okay. So Liutbert di Spoleto is now betrothed to Egilonia, Duchess of Galicia. The Liutbert in question, it was born 1111. Gisela, born 1117, genius, she is worth noting. Is betrothed to Arpad Songor, heir to the Kingdom of Hungary.
I thought you had the heir to the Kingdom of Hungary.
I can't remember.
Oh, it's elective something.
Yes. So yes, I think the current King of Hungary is married to a di Spoleto. Yes, the other Uta di Spoleto. But their son is only 5 and is thus not likely to be winning elections anytime soon. So obviously we should spread our bets a little there. Hupold, born 1112, is now betrothed to Duchess Theodora of Lisboa. So I think those were the 3 betrothals I'd organised. I think I should now not try to do anything more, because the next thing is to declare war on the Byzantine revolt to increase the amount of the Italian peninsula I control, on the principle that I feel I should control all of it. My expansions in the northeast are mostly holy wars of convenience, but this is like a matter of policy that I should control more of the Empire of Italia, because currently there are bits of de jure Empire of Italia that I don't control. Whereas I think there are actually bits of the de jure Holy Roman Empire that are still not in Holy Roman control.
What do the Byzantines get to do about you diddling away at their revolts?
Nothing.
Right.
They get to defeat the revolt before I finish. Except they don't, because the revolt has twice as many troops. I mean, to an extent in this case, the revolt is probably going to be the new emperor. I think that's what he's revolting for.
So arguably you're doing the current Basilica a favour.
Yes. It's actually a revolt war for somebody else's claim on the empire. Arsenios of the Byzantine revolt is at war with Basilissa Philippa in the revolt war for Anatolios' claim on the Byzantine Empire. And King Fernando of Navarra is also on the imperial side, on the current government side. Navarra is certainly pretty sizable. Does only have 6,000 troops, but that makes it slightly closer to balanced. So whether he's going to actually help is another matter. But yes, so I think next session is going to be probably going to war with the Byzantine revolt and seeing if that turns out disastrously. So yes, it looks like there is some de jure Byzantine Empire, de jure Holy Roman Empire still under the control of Hungary. But I think we mostly have to leave that to our vassals to deal with. Not least because, if we don't have a defensive pact with the King of Hungary, we probably should. He would certainly be willing to enter into a non-aggression pact with us, because his wife is a di Spoleto. But anyway, that's all for next time. I think now it is time to save and quit. So good night.
Good night.